The demand that is mainly coming in cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, is to get rich, right? People want to buy Bitcoin because they think it's going to go to the moon. And so that's really the demand for cryptocurrencies. It's not to have an alternative as a medium of exchange.
Renowned Bitcoin skeptic Peter Schiff recently voiced his doubts about the top cryptocurrency on social media. According to Schiff, Bitcoin is lagging behind gold despite its recent surge in value. He posited that the 20% increase in Bitcoin's price following the much-anticipated Fed pivot does not necessarily make it a superior hedge against inflation compared to gold. Peter Schiff, a prominent gold bug, strongly advocates that gold is the only genuine form of money with inherent value. He maintains that Bitcoin, lacking a physical asset, cannot be considered a reliable store of value and, consequently, has no worth. According to Schiff, Bitcoin's price is purely a result of unfounded speculation and hype, with no intrinsic value to support it. Despite Peter Schiff's advice to sell Bitcoin, the opposite has occurred. Despite Schiff's predictions, the cryptocurrency's value has continued to surge, currently standing at $27,450 and marking a notable 54% rise since Schiff's recommendation to divest.
Bitcoin isn't a store of value because you can't store something that you don't have, right? First, you have to have the value. So as I said, gold's value is its use as a metal, right? That's what you're storing, is the future use of gold and metal, whether you're going to use it in jewelry or as a conductor in electronics or in medicine, whatever it is, you're storing that. Bitcoin only has a price, doesn't have value. Price is something that you pay, right? Value is something that you get. When you buy Bitcoin, you pay a price, but you get no real value. And now I agree, the price of Bitcoin has gone way up from when it was first started, where you could get multiple Bitcoins for a fraction of a penny or a dollar, whatever. They started next to nothing. And at one point, people were paying almost $70,000 for a Bitcoin. Currently, it's around $27,000 as we're recording this. So depending on when you bought, you potentially made a lot of money if you sold. If you bought during the mania hysteria of 2021, you've lost a lot of your money if you get out. But looking at Bitcoin, look, Bitcoin did an excellent job of replicating the qualities that gold has that made it better money than, cattle, or salt or, other commodities that have been money, right? Gold has certain properties, and Bitcoin, captured those properties. But the most important property of all is gold's metallic properties, gold as a commodity. Bitcoin has none of that. And so Bitcoin, just like a fiat currency, what gives a fiat currency its value? Just confidence. People just believe that it has value. They believe that people will accept it. Now, part of that belief is driven by governments, which declare it legal tender and which require it for payment of taxes. And so there is some real demand for dollars if you live in America. There's a demand for euros if you're in Europe, because you have to pay taxes. And if you don't pay taxes, they could put you in jail. And so in order to avoid jail, you need the currency that the government demands. But Bitcoin is similar to fiat in that all of its value comes from faith and confidence. People just believe that people in the future will want it and they'll pay a higher price for it, except there is no legal currency status. There is no government, really, maybe other than El Salvador. I don't know what's going on over there, but there's no government that is accepting tax payments in Bitcoin.
Gold and Bitcoin are frequently compared as monetary assets because of their robust monetary characteristics, particularly their scarcity. This feature makes them potentially impervious to inflation or currency debasement, in contrast to fiat currencies. Peter Schiff's stance on Bitcoin is accurate, according to him. He calls it digital fool's gold since it aims to imitate gold's value in the physical realm, but in the digital world.
People who buy Bitcoin are buying it because they expect the price to go up. And the people who buy it from them thinks the price is going to go up. So it's this greater fool theory that the price is going to go up, and that's what's driving people to buy it. It's very cumbersome if you want to use it as a medium of exchange or a unit of account. It's too volatile to be a unit of account. It's too expensive to be a medium of exchange, and it can't be a store of value. So it's not gold. It's digital fool's gold. But you hit the nail on the head when you talked about a crypto that's actually backed by gold. That works. That solves all the problems that Bitcoiners claim gold has. That, well, I can't send my gold around the world. I can't use my gold to buy a cup of coffee. Well, yes, you can. It's a lot better than Bitcoin. If I have gold stored with any third party, it could be a government, it could be a private company, it could be anybody. You could tokenize that gold and have a Bitcoin, similar cryptocurrency, that is a digital representation of that actual gold. It's like a warehouse receipt, an IOU for gold. And then if I wanted to give you some of my gold, I wouldn't have to ship you my bar. I could just send you my tokens, over the internet. And now the ownership goes from me to you. It's an improvement on paper money. Because again, initially, paper money came as a substitute for gold. I had my gold stored with a blacksmith. And instead of lugging my gold around, my blacksmith gave me an IOU, and then I can circulate that IOU because everybody knows the gold is there. And instead of having to get it, they just circulate the IOU in a paper terms. Well, it's much more efficient to do it crypto, digitally. And
investors in both gold and Bitcoin are experiencing substantial gains this year, with each asset rising by 10% and 68% year to date, respectively. Gold has recently surpassed a multi-year resistance level of $2,000 per ounce. According to Schiff, the Bitcoin rally is providing cover for the gold rally to continue unnoticed. As the financial media focuses on the upswing of Bitcoin, which he believes is fool's gold, it is not paying attention to the genuine surge in actual gold. Therefore, Schiff believes that the rally in gold still has significant potential for growth.
And even now, you have a lot of cryptocurrency enthusiasts who say the same thing. Well, gold has no value, because they want to justify something like Bitcoin, which also has no value, and say, well, gold worked as money and it has no value, so Bitcoin could work. Well, it's not true that gold has no value. Gold is the most valuable, the most useful metal on the periodic table. Gold became money because it was such a valuable commodity. But gold has a lot of properties that make it uniquely qualified to be money, more so than other commodities. That's why gold was so successful over the centuries as money, because people preferred to use it as money. It wasn't governments that decided gold is going to be money. The people decided that gold was going to be money. But the gold that you want to use as a medium of exchange, you can use that digitally. And that works much better than Bitcoin.
Gold may be the more fitting option for investors who seek stable, long-term investments, while Bitcoin could be more appropriate for those seeking high-risk, high-reward investment opportunities. Recent rumors suggest that Peter Schiff may have altered his stance and is now purchasing Bitcoin. To wrap up our discussion today, we invite you to leave your thoughts in the comments section. If you found this content useful, please show your support by giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel for the latest news and videos. Thanks for joining us.